Yo, what is up, fellas? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about sociopaths and just their general state of mind. Now, I started watching this series on Netflix called Mindhunters, and I seriously recommend you guys go check it out. It's about these two FBI guys that basically go around interviewing sociopath serial killers, and they develop like the term serial killer and methods to like detect them. And they go around solving crimes and stuff like that. Going into it, I was thinking it was going to be really boring because them episodes were like an hour each. But I was genuinely intrigued when I started watching it, and I haven't finished it yet, but I finished the first season. Anyways, I just found it crazy that it hasn't been that long since the term serial killer was coined. I remember reading somewhere that there was a college study done by a professor where he tested a bunch of students and himself to see if their brain activity would reflect that of a sociopath. And out of his entire study, he found out that he was a sociopath. It's crazy to me because he was a functioning sociopath too. He had a family and kids and lived a pretty average life. So, to see that sociopaths can really blend into society is a pretty crazy idea, right? I mean, you might not even know it, but maybe one of your friends or family might be a sociopath. I mean, granted, the show only really went on about serial killers and their triggers to like commit murders and stuff like that. But it's really an interesting idea to think about, like what in your mind says that murdering people is okay. It's almost like a disease and it needs to be cured. In the show, they talk about a lot about their upbringing, the factors that molded them into the people they are, and to have the thoughts that they have. Edmund Kemper, who was interviewed in the show, said this one line that really struck. He said something along the lines of, "A mother should never abuse her own son." Now, in that sense, I agree with him. I don't think that should ever happen, but for that to lead him to do the things he did, obviously, I do not. Generally it's always men that seem to reach their breaking point faster than women. Comparatively, there aren't as many female serial killers because of that. Female serial killers I've read also kill for, material gain or compensation, where men just do it, out of spite, for whatever reason. Nah, I'm not saying I'm an expert, I never claimed to be an expert, but something that always fascinated me about it was how over thousands of years that human beings have existed, right? Men have always been usually the ones to go to war and fight because of our physiology, and tradition. But at what point does instinct really set in for people? How many generations of men fighting affect an individual on a level where killing is like second hand, and where all feelings and morals get pushed aside to make room for, primal instincts of combat. I can't be the only one who thinks this. I mean, we evolved to a point of being able to do all the things we do, so why wouldn't our minds evolve to favor conditions, of having no attachments or empathy? I'm sure studies have been done about this type of thing, but anyways, in the show they categorized them by the way they did things. They would group them in either organized or disorganized killing. And organized being where they would fantasize about the murder and how they would do it over and over again until they reached the point where, they would actually do it. Um, Disorganized being where they would be just where they would just do it without planning. They would pick a victim and kill. I mean, rationally, I can understand how someone just happens to kill somebody. I mean, they get set off by something, and it drives them to kill them. That's impulse. But how do you fantasize about killing somebody? How do you genuinely get off like thinking about it? How you're going to murder someone? And that really makes me gag at the thought. Maybe it's just because I'm not a sociopath, but I really can't see why someone would throw their whole life away by killing someone. Maybe there's a slight chance that someone who is a sociopath is watching this video, and if you are, go get some help. Get diagnosed. They put you on the right track because you don't want to end up like those guys. Come on. Anyways, I just found the show making me think a lot about how I was raised and how differently I could have grown up to be under different conditions. Like I said, I really recommend you guys to go and watch the show if you like that type of stuff. I'd say it's way better than the Dahmer show. I was assuming since the Dahmer show came out, everyone has been in a craze about serial killers and everything. I know right after the Dahmer show, they released some documentaries on John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, and Dahmer, which I haven't watched because I'm not exactly at the age where I want to watch documentaries. But it's crazy to me that, like, the fame and idolism these guys get, are they really people out there who think these guys are celebrities. You know, I guess some of it, you know, them releasing documentaries and TV shows about serial killers, you know, it's to inform and at the same time entertain, but where does it cross the line for kids, you know? I mean, I understand if you have access to it, it's your choice to watch it. It's the same as having unrestricted access to the internet at a young age. I mean, when I was 12, I was on Live Leak searching up cartel beheadings and stuff like that. But I'm in a sane and right mindset where I know it's wrong. Anyway, it might seem like something stupid to harp on, but you know, the Dahmer series to me crossed the line between informing and idolizing serial killers. You know, however good the show was, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, thank you fellas so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.